Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. Happy Saturday to all of you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Want to bring you a quick little update on Digibyte. Right now we're looking at some key areas, some of the things we've talked about in the past videos, and now we're going to see what happens here. We're getting to a very tight range, so I want to bring this to your attention. And guys, if you like these Digibyte videos, like, subscribe, and especially if you like Digibyte, smash that like button. I appreciate each and every one of you being here with me on a Saturday. So we'll dig into this. I'll hopefully make it quick and we can get on our way, guys. So what I'm seeing here for Digibyte, one second. Alright, so guys, what I'm seeing for Digibyte, we're at that critical area. Remember how I've been talking about this yellow trend line now? We've been talking about it for probably about a month or so. And guys, this is a very important area here. We have held this uptrend now. We've been in this uptrend since February 5th. So if we start having closes below this yellow line here, a lot of times you'll have what's called a trend line break, and you can actually move pretty far to the downside. Okay, so we have not closed below this yellow line. Right now we're actually fighting it. This is where the candle is right there, this red candle. And you can see how we wicked down through this yellow line for almost 3 days in a row now, and we've been battling with it. So what we're going to have to do is pay very close attention to where the close is today. If we close below that yellow line, that could maybe mean that we're going to start moving a little bit lower. Or if we get a nice bounce off that, guys, and some good volume comes in here. So say even we close like this today, we still have roughly almost 7 hours before the close, so a lot of things can happen. But say we close like this today, and then tomorrow we actually get a nice move or a nice stick of volume in there, that would show that we would be defending this trend line. Like back here, we had nice volume off this hammer candle, and then we moved to the upside, and what we were making is higher highs and higher lows, and that's what we want. But right now we're crammed between this trend line and also this 20 EMA in orange here. And we have the 200-day moving average coming down overhead, pressing down on us as well. So we're between basically this 200 moving average and this trend line here, and we're just being forced. We could maybe move sideways for another day or two, but either a large break to the upside or to the downside is going to be coming here soon for Digibyte. So really stay on your toes, guys. And I'm also looking at these Fibonacci levels too. You can see we went from our swing low here up to our high, and we've had a retracement back to the 50. A lot of the times you will get a bounce off that 50, especially when it's coinciding with this trend line that's been intact for quite a while now. So that's something that I'm looking at to see if we do get a bounce off this area. If not, I would look down to this 0.618 area, around that 0.0114, and that's also going to be around that 100-day moving average. So you can see both of those could be another spot right here to potentially go long on. People will be looking at that, but we're going to have to really pay close attention to this trend line. That's my number one thing, is that trend line, and also how we're being crammed between this 0.382 and this 50 on the Fibonacci. So you can only go sideways for so long, guys, before something has to happen. You either have to have a nice strong bounce off this trend line, or you have to start breaking this trend line. And if you read about trend line breaks, sometimes they will break down, and then you'll come back and you'll have a pullback and it'll touch this line again, and then you ultimately fall farther. So that's one option. Another thing is you can just break and go straight down. Another option, we could break up from this area. Another option, we could just slowly grind up here until eventually we have to fight with this 200-day moving average. We still could maybe have another week or so that we don't have to contest with it, but we're going to have to pay attention because so far all we've had is wicks up above it. And that 200-day moving average, that's the longer-term investor moving average. It's a very important one that you want to pay close attention to. So now I'm going to pull off this Fibonacci, and we're going to look at the RSI and see if we see any divergences, anything that can give us any type of clues. And guys, the RSI is the relative strength index for people who don't know that one. It's basically going to just judge the power of the move that's taking place. So sometimes if you have your price running up really hard but your RSI is falling, that's a bad sign. In a lot of times. So that's something that you want to pay close attention to. Now, here we started moving up, and here was our high. Here was our high on our RSI, was around 76. We came back down, we shot up again, and we actually made a higher high with the wicks there. Even with the bodies, made it a little higher, but our RSI was dropping. So you see how we were losing strength there, and that showed that we potentially could have that pullback, which we have been dealing with now for about a week. And if I draw this trend line here, you see, guys, we're going to have to pay attention, see if we come back up here and bounce off this, or if we actually break through that trend line. So that's something that I'm paying attention to, but you kind of see price going up, RSI going down. So that's just something that you want to put more in the indicator of, okay, maybe that could tell that we may have a break to the downside here, and let's see if we can find support on the 100. But in cryptocurrency, anything can happen, and right here we actually could make a very strong move as well, and we could go back up and see if we can close up above this 200-day moving average. So what I'm doing here with you guys is just showing you the upside, the downside, and the sideways like we always talk about. We want to have a plan for the upside, the downside, and if we're moving sideways. And that moving sideways, we would want to be patient. Right now we're just waiting to see if we break up or if we're going to break down. Right now, guys, Digibyte's at 0.0128. We're down 2.33%. The next thing we're going to pay attention to is the MACD. I want to see what that's looking like here. Remember, guys, if you like Digibyte, hit that thumbs up button. If you like these tutorials, I'll keep trying to put them out best I can for you. Let's see, I'm sorry, my computer or internet is running really slow today, guys. I don't know if it's just out here in the country, something happened. Alright, I'm just going to have to cut the video right there. I apologize, guys. So that's what I wanted to bring to you today. I was going to get into some other indicators, but obviously computer or internet, whatever, is not cooperating. So did the best I could for you. Hope you enjoy these, guys. God bless each and every one of you. Take care.